Shadows of Forbidden Gods. This game is like whatever the opposite of a Heartbreaker is. Many games with deep simulation and AI agents fall victim to the trap of making really complex systems that the player either can't see, can't affect, or has no reason to care about. Shadows of Forbidden Gods conversely has systems that are exactly as complex as they need to be to create an interesting, incentive structure, and no more. AI behavior and priorities are literally exposed for the player to see and plan around. The actions they are likely to take, why they are likely to take them, the traits and the circumstance that make them so. There's some overlap here with the Crusader Kings, except far more focus on the game side than the simulation side. The game's flavor is a little wonky. It can quite decide if it wants to be Lovecraft or Tolkien, with the text lore leaning more towards the former, but the story the game tells through its mechanics leaning way more towards the latter, and not much of an attempt made to synthesize the two rather than just having them side by side. But if you enjoyed both of those things, it works well enough, supported by lovely and evocative art, and there are a few specific events that stand out and have more an identity of their own. The first Dota event chain comes to mind in particular. The game is hard enough that getting a win on standard difficulty settings is satisfying but attainable within a couple of attempts if you study up and learn from your mistakes. I do wish the difficulty could be increased by raising the victory point total needed to win, rather than simplify by nerfing your agents and buffing enemy heroes, especially since the game that's going well for you tends to snowball and end early and abruptly, before all your cool powers even come online. I understand that you couldn't change just that and expect the balance to shake out perfectly, and balance is probably the last thing to delve in during early access anyways, but it's still an area where I feel the game could be a bit better. The various Evils goods you can play each promote certain strategies of their own, and the differences are more pronounced and interesting in the goods developed later. I find there's a lot of overlap in terms of winning strategies. Optimal way in almost every game is going to involve corrupting the largest kingdom that isn't the chosen one homeland into the Dark Empire, for example. But since winning usually involves having a lot of different schemes going on at once, broadly speaking, a mixture of corrupting some societies, devastating others with a war of magic, and finally causing smaller scale distractions in yet other places that don't contribute as much to your actual VP, but keeps heroes busy. There are lots of room to fill each of those niches with the different specific tricks, like bringing down a new ice age on a world where a lot of the population is on the north, but raising a zombie apocalypse in one where war, unrest, and disease have created tons of ambient death energy. In conclusion, Soul FG is noticeably an early access game with a lot of mechanics that aren't quite fine-tuned to perfection yet, but it's an engaging and very playable challenge in this current state, and development is active and ongoing. It also seems to have a very healthy modding scene, although I'm holding off that myself until I can get a win with every stock god. Thank you guys for watching this review, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. See you in the next video.